What if everything you have been told about happiness is actually making you miserable? Here is the uncomfortable truth that nobody talks about. The very mindset most people use to chase happiness is the exact thing destroying their mental health. You have probably heard it 1,000 times. Stay positive. Look on the bright side. Choose happiness. But what if that advice is not just wrong, but genuinely harmful? Researchers have discovered something shocking. People who pressure themselves to feel happy all the time actually end up more anxious, more stressed, and ironically, more unhappy than those who do not. This is called toxic positivity, and chances are it is sabotaging your well-being right now without you even realizing it. Think about your relationship with negative emotions for a second. Does sadness make you feel weak? Does anger make you think you are out of control? Does frustration make you believe your entire day is ruined? If you answered yes to any of these, you have fallen into the trap. And here is the game changer. Negative emotions are not the problem. Your judgment about having them is. When you believe that difficult feelings must be numbed or avoided, you actually lose your ability to manage them. They end up controlling you more, not less. Scientists have found that simply naming your emotions makes them easier to handle. So what actually works? When you label what you are feeling, whether it is frustration, fear, or disappointment, those feelings become more manageable and less likely to derail your day. But here is where it gets really interesting. Most people confuse what happiness actually means. There are two types of happiness that researchers talk about. The first is what we might call pleasure-based happiness. It is the comfortable, easy joy you get from a great meal, a relaxing massage, or buying something new. But here is the fascinating part. That type of happiness alone is almost never enough to make people genuinely fulfilled. We have all seen examples of incredibly wealthy or famous individuals who seem to have unlimited access to every pleasure imaginable, yet they spiral into emptiness. Why? Because they are missing the second type of happiness, which comes from meaning and purpose. This deeper form of satisfaction often involves struggle. Think about a time you faced a major obstacle, something that was not always pleasurable, but ultimately gave you important insights about what matters most to you. That experience, as difficult as it was, probably contributed more to your sense of fulfillment than any luxury purchase ever could. The key is balancing both types. Think of meaningful experiences as the foundation and pleasurable moments as the punctuation marks that brighten your days. Now, here is where it gets really important for your work life. About 1 in 3 adults identify as perfectionists, and that number is climbing in younger generations. While striving for excellence sounds admirable, rigid, perfectionistic thinking often backfires spectacularly. It leads to procrastination because if you cannot do something perfectly, you would rather have the excuse that you did not try hard enough. It creates all or nothing thinking where one small mistake means everything is ruined. And it breeds learned helplessness where you give up entirely because things are not going exactly as planned. What is the antidote? Push yourself to try something you are not good at just for the experience itself. Try a new cooking technique. Attempt something artistic. And here is the crucial part. See if you can leave it unfinished, or value the attempt rather than obsessing over the finished product. Break your goals into tiny steps and reward yourself for completing each one well enough, rather than chasing some impossible ideal. Let us talk about productivity, because most people have it completely backwards. When you picture a productive day, you probably imagine powering through tasks without breaks, working for hours straight, never giving in to distraction. But ask yourself this. If every single workday looked like that, would you burn out? If you answered yes, then that definition of productivity is actually sabotaging you. Research shows that activities like getting enough sleep, moving your body, socializing, and allowing your brain moments of fun and creativity actually fuel better work. These experiences make you more energized, healthier, and far less likely to burn out. It might feel strange to consider a nice lunch with a friend as part of a productive day, but taking care of yourself is exactly what keeps your engine running. When people sacrifice their sleep, nutrition, movement, or social connections in the name of productivity, they are not becoming more efficient. They are setting themselves up to do worse work. Here is something that might surprise you. Compassion at work is not weakness. It is actually a competitive advantage. Studies have shown that compassion for colleagues improves job satisfaction, increases energy levels, and reduces burnout risk. It creates environments where people feel safe taking intellectual risks, and it dramatically improves collaboration. Compassion means giving feedback that does not shame or make personal judgments. It means using supportive body language and patient tones. It means seeking to understand mistakes rather than playing blame games that create fear. And do not forget self-compassion. It is not about escaping accountability. It is about growing from your mistakes while allowing yourself the balance of meeting your own needs as a whole person. One of the most underrated aspects of workplace well-being is cultivating genuine friendships with colleagues. Many people draw strict lines between work friends and real friends, thinking it helps maintain boundaries. But research reveals that meaningful relationships at work improve motivation, engagement, collaboration, and even make us less likely to leave our jobs. Strong social connections are among the most powerful predictors of both lifespan and mental health. Start by improving your listening skills. Make people feel valued when they speak. Use appropriate humor. Be reliable and express gratitude. And be willing to show a little vulnerability to move conversations beyond surface-level chit-chat. Finally, let us address failure. In our achievement-obsessed culture, failure often feels unacceptable, like wasted time that reflects poorly on your character. But here is the reality. If you are genuinely growing and exploring, failure is unavoidable and even beneficial. When we fear failure, we hinder innovation and increase our anxiety. Creativity, by definition, involves risk-taking and exploring new ideas. There is no way to regularly take risks without occasionally failing. So embrace novelty. Rearrange your workspace. Try a different route to work. Experiment with new approaches. Value exploration for its own sake, rather than obsessing over finished results. And watch how you talk to yourself when things do not go as planned. Do you tell yourself it is because of some unchangeable flaw? Or do you remind yourself that you need more practice and that skills develop over time? The path to genuine happiness is not about forcing positivity. It is about accepting all your emotions, finding meaning in your work, building real connections, and having the courage to fail forward. Start implementing even one of these ideas today, and you might be surprised how much lighter your workdays begin to feel.